Who here isn't a demigod? Who here is a full god?
Oh, yeah. It's Trials of Apollo, but no one knows which guy's Apollo.
Yeah, yeah.
Sing to me, Talia, muse of tranquil poetry, of the little guys, and the communities that hide in plain sight. Sing of the wings and the blocks, and the remnants in the valleys just beyond our eyes. Welcome to FanDive. My name is Chaos.
And my name is Andy. It's a new episode.
It's a new episode where we're doing something a little bit different, but also kind of not. We're just talking about all the SMPs that we feel like maybe you should go check out, and they might be cool, and just a thing or two that we want people to go pay attention to.
But I'm also talking because I have less to say than you do, a bit about how important some of these smaller SMPs are, because we are specifically talking about more Minecraft-based stuff, as that is kind of our basis on the internet. Just the hype. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge community, a huge fandom for it to be something we enjoy, or for you guys to enjoy.
It's the little things, It's the fact that we care and therefore it matters. There's this Markiplier quote I've had on every water bottle I've ever had since he said it. And it's just, it mattered to that one. It doesn't matter what it is or how small it is. It mattered to one person. Therefore, it matters.
I love small SMPs, I really do, because I say small very relatively, small compared to, let's go Dream SMP and Hermitcraft type thing. I think the specification you said is let's talk about smaller than POW creations, SMPs.
Yeah, POW is kind of that just in the middle zone of people know about it, but outside of things like vampires, not a ton of people will really pay attention to the day-to-day activities.
With some of the creators, you will see more frequently, but some of them, between things, just slip off to the side, and we're like, no, keep watching them, please.
I mean, oh my god, one of the things when we first brought up talking about this, I was like, we have to talk about Skyblock Kingdom. And then, vampires happened, and I'm like, well, now everyone knows about Skyblock Kingdom, so.
There's certain ones that are right there, but are right under the surface. So I personally feel should be more popular than they are. Simply Bedrock SMP, I believe. That we've got Zloy and Liara and a bunch of other people that you see in the communities are right there. And there's good content. We're on season 7.
You know who they are. Now just follow them.
Do it.
I'm going to start off talking about Skyblock Kingdoms just because I feel like it's a really easy one to get out of the way. It's Skyblock, but the idea was that everyone was going to be paired off into groups of 2, and they're all going to have a tree type that's going to be their kingdom. So it's the Birch Kingdom, the Dark Oak Kingdom. So everyone's doing their own game of Skyblock, but then they have to compete with monopolies and trading things, and it's really good. And my favorite perspective on there is Viking Pilot, and Viking's also doing another series I'm going to talk about in a minute. But it's just really fun. It's just a really fun time.
There's a person. What is his official name? It's Mr. Beardstone. I know. I believe Mumbo has referenced him before, but he's pretty cool creator in my opinion. He does more create SMP things, and it's still around, but there's a month left in this season of just create SMP. And it's Minecraft, but they have the create mod, but there's an entire SMP dedicated to it. It's been going for months, and they have some really cool mechanics that when you're seeing a singular perspective, you don't get to go as in depth, and you don't get to have as much fun interactions, which is part of why I enjoy SMPs as much as I do, because the connections between people that you don't know. I don't know this person. I don't know you. You're having fun. Woo! Fancy things.
Oh my god. Wait, speaking of that, there is this again, it's one of those things where I'm it just got a whole bunch of people's attention on it, so I don't even know if I'm still going to count it as yeah, it's relatively small, but I have to talk about it. Everwake. Everwake.
Oh.
You don't. Okay. So it's shared between just 2 content creators, Viking Pilot and Code. I can't say code in a normal voice. Code Neon. And it's just this concept of an SMP that two people share, but only one of them is awake on this SMP at a time. So one person plays and then they go to sleep and their body is still physically in the game and the other person wakes up. And it's this idea of like you're sharing the world, and the point of the world is your friendship, even though you're never directly communicating with each other. It's this friendship and the world and the people that you care about along the way.
So I am going to get a little more philosophical, not too deep because I try not to, but I think I enjoy some of the smaller SMPs because it's small, because it reminds me of those times playing with friends or siblings and you don't really understand the game. I mean, you can go on Twitch right now, go to the Minecraft category, scroll down a few and find a random SMP you've never heard of before, and it's just these friends, typically genuine friends, making something absurd, and it feels more real at times. Like, that's like me. There's less production quality the smaller and smaller you get, and it's great.
We have to be careful when talking about the production quality of Minecraft, because at the end of the day, people are going to do whatever they want with the game. There's actually, I realized majority of the things I pulled to talk about were actually not technically SMPs. One of them is kind of more of just a Minecraft series from the Loosest of Gooses, and it's just this way of talking about art in Minecraft and color in Minecraft. I think it's just called like interview and showcases or color theory or something, but this guy is like so aware of how to manipulate color and how to create art just through Minecraft, and then he'll reach out to other builders within the community and like show off their art and how it's done, and it's just all through Minecraft. Like there was one the other day that was posted, it was like there's no gray in this image, and it's just a beautiful what looks like a painting, but it's Minecraft and it's this grayscale thing, but it's not made with any gray blocks.
I will correct what I've said then. I like the small things because they're not doing it as a job, they're doing it as a passion.
Yeah.
And many of the people who do it as a job do have it as a passion, but it's also their job. And sometimes it's really nice to step back and go, Sunny Sev is doing something funny again. She's a vampire this week. And nothing to do with vampires, SMP. Ooh, look, a farmer now. Ooh, what's Snifferish up to? Well, that's funny. Zloy, why are you here? Also, Minecraft is back.
Minecraft is back, and I have been enjoying that. But I think that counts as one of the bigger things, you know? Everyone knows Minecraft.
I know. It wasn't allowed, but it's season 2, but it's Minecraft 2.
Sad Milkman got pranked because the Pale Oak Kingdom got a rainbow put into it by Avid.
Things that make sense to normal people.
Things that only make... Yeah, the name's Sad Milkman. I tried to make a TikTok the other day talking about him, and I'm like, how do I hashtag this?
Dude, it was a while ago now, probably a couple of years, that there was a post of how do people who watch Minecraft YouTube take fanfiction seriously with those names?
It's
What are you talking about, vintage beef?
Yeah, just a guy in New York. Yeah, my name's Beef. Is that a nickname? No, my name's Beef.
No, beef. Okay. I guess. It's so much fun. I love it. I love it so much. I love going on Twitch and finding random groups of people I've never heard of before. I think I've found at least 5 separate Rose SMPs.
Oh my god, the amount of different people who I know is like they've started an SMP called Hearth SMP, and I'm like, I know none of you are in the same SMP. That's currently like 7 Hearth SMPs going on right now.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Like 2022, there was a Hearth SMP that got into like major drama, and now every time I see someone else saying I'm starting Hearth SMP, I'm like, change the name, change it.
Okay. Bail. You gotta get out now.
Bail.
Well, you still can. There's so many. This is less a shout out to specific people, but I've been a part of a handful of different SMPs at this point with different cosplayers. You've been a part of most of them, not all of them, but times where different cosplayers come together and we're like, yeah, we're content creators, kind of.
By the technicality that we make content.
By the technicality we make content. And most of the time those ones I'll try and find different SMPs on like streaming services because those ones didn't really ever have good episodes, but it was being streamed all the time. I remember you and I think what was the earliest? Was it Arbor SMP?
I remember Arbor. Yeah, that was Saturn's
Yeah.
SMP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I was talking to Saturn about Arbor the other day, and like I know Saturn was originally pitching the idea for season 2, and I'm like, hey Saturn, is this ever actually gonna happen? And Saturn's like, yeah, I accidentally wrote a whole like Hunger Games AU with you guys, and that satisfied my need to do a season 2. I'm like, can I know if I lived there? Like what?
What happened?
I don't
was
know.
I there? Did I count? And obviously, World Hoppers was my favorite.
Yeah, but that was mine. That doesn't count. You can't say my SMP.
It does count. It does count.
We hit the
does
self-destruct button,
count.
okay? That server corrupted
care.
how many times?
I don't care. I don't care. I'm probably partially to blame. I don't care. Part of my soul is embedded in that SMP. I don't care that we now have ampersand and all that. World Hoppers is where I left my soul and where I found it. So I love tiny SMPs with friends.
I do forever love the fact that like season 1 was like, we live in hell. Season 2, we live in paradise. And then season 2 is when we accidentally hit the delete server button on. And then we jumped to season 3, which was Skyblock.
Yeah. Gosh, there was a lot. It was always hell. We never left.
It was always hell.
I know Pat never left. So.
I do want to do another series where we just live in the Nether, but I think I have a friend who is also planning something vaguely themed around that. So I'm like, I'll let you figure that one out.
But I love it. It's so much harder to watch things like that because again, those people are less likely to make episodes because they're not going to be your conventional content creators that people think of. But those kinds? Are you kidding? If I know a cosplayer who's part of an SMP I'm not a part of, I'm going to be watching that in my free time.
I know with the Cookie CMV group, which is the big CMV group that came after like your big CMV group, that's currently splintering off into 3 more CMV groups.
I'm not questioning it.
The CMV people, they're scattering to the wind. But there was an attempt to make like a cookie like SMP for a while. And I was like, oh yeah, I never had time to check it out, but it always like I saw pictures and I was like, you guys are having so much fun. Oh, I love this.
Speaking of that kind of thing, the SMPs and small groups that are a content creators SMP.
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about like the Patreons or just the free to joins? Like, yeah, I have a server if you're a fan of mine.
Sometimes it's the Patreon SMP, sometimes it's not. Like, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm bringing them up again. Sparkbird has an SMP.
Sparkbird has an SMP. Overly Sarcastic Production has an SMP. Like, a lot of people have.
A lot of people do. Sometimes you have to pay, sometimes you don't. Those kind of things are also fun because you really don't get updates on them frequently, but sometimes there'll be videos on it. There was one that I'm thinking of. I mean, are you familiar with RT Gaming?
Yeah. Obviously.
Love seeing the updates on that SMPs. Because it's not frequent anymore. It used to be more. But sometimes you'll get a sliver of, whoa, people have been still working.
Oh my god, wait. There was this one SMP I really was like attached to, and then the perspective I was watching, like the guy just stopped posting, and I'm like forever like, I know I could go figure out what happened. But also, what the heck happened? And it was like one of those like ultra hardcore no armor things, and like the perspective I was watching was 4CVIT, right? Sure, 4C. And it was just like this really cool like idea of like, and you've split off into groups and we're gonna see who survives the longest, and it was really cool. And this guy's whole thing was like he was faking his death every episode. He was trying to find a new way to like make sure people thought he died because chat messages were turned off. They just heard an explosion, and if someone never showed back up to camp, they assumed that person was the explosion, like that was their sonic boom, they died. And then one day this dude just like got really sick. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to upload my next episode or something. And then like he never shows up in any POV after the fact. And I'm like, did you actually succeed in faking your death or what happened?
He succeeded in faking his death in real life.
That was a good one. I want to watch more like ultra hardcore stuff.
Do you remember some of the classic UHCs? And I remember I watched a lot of the UHCs back when they was a lot more popular. Because that was like a whole thing for a while. It was like there was always something going on.
There's peaks and valleys of like different times Minecraft and specific Minecraft themes are popular. Right now we're very much in the social deduction game Minecraft SMPs. I would love to do like vampires, but it's werewolves. You know, we're doing werewolves SMP. We'll see how well
demons SMP next.
I can't do demons SMP.
Why not? Because Avid comes back. He's not dead. He's not dead.
Well, okay, so actually, the body that is going to rise from the grave, we don't actually know if Avid's soul is going to be in that thing.
Just.
Anyways, there is one series. When I said we're doing this, I'm like, aka an excuse for me to talk about this. And that is Fishcraft. Now, this is not an SMP. It is just some guy's solo world. But I am so emotionally attached to this, and season 1 just wrapped up and I'm not okay. And it's just this YouTuber Puddleshine who was trying to get 300,000 fish, fishing 300,000 fish, and just casually building along the sides of like, oh yeah, here's a village where all the frogs live, and here's a village where all the cats trade, and like here's a giant apothecary tower, and meanwhile he's just fishing. Anytime it rains, this strange cat man is off fishing, and like it was so cozy and so like, this is it. This is what I like about Minecraft. Like when we leave SMPs and we just focus on a single person, this is what Minecraft is.
Well, if we're doing that, then I'm going to shout out Mog Swamp.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mog is a big name. I do believe we're breaking the qualifications of smaller than POW.
Fine.
Oh, wait. You know what? We were talking about cosplay SMPs earlier. Cam Lee has an SMP. You know, my friend Cam Lee.
Yeah.
Camcraft. Shout out to Camcraft.
I'm very familiar with Cam, yes.
Shout out to Cam. Go Cam. I don't know. Can I give a shout out to Windcraft? I don't. That is neither small nor traditional. So Windcraft, right? It's this massive online. It's an MMORPG. It's Minecraft, but it's MMORPG. Grian helped make it, but it's mostly run by like Salted Beef and a couple other people. And it's just like you got to go on and you pick what class you are. I'm personally an assassin class, and then you get a whole bunch of quests and you get to explore the world and you get magic spells. And I like climbing really tall things and taking pretty screenshots. And I love it.
Something that's been interesting to me recently with some of the smaller creators is, I don't know if you know this, but The Sims community has been in a panic recently. There have been some issues in the company, but because of that, so like a good chunk of the people who make Sims content are like, hey, do you want to play Minecraft for the first time? And I can think of at least 3 separate Sims creators that started a Minecraft series recently, because there's been such issues with what they were doing before. And they're like, well, blocks. I can do aesthetics in blocks too. Aesthetics can be in that. I can do it. String lights. Woo. If you add mods, there's even more. Wasn't there an SMP with a bunch of the animators?
Oh, I was going to look that up.
What was that?
Cherry was in that, wasn't it? I think it was just called like...
I watched.
Was that just Animator SMP or something?
The ones that I had up were truly Bedrock and...
Yeah, Animator SMP. I'm surrounded by weirdos, episode 1. Thank you, Cherry Fire.
Because they also have done a couple series with similar to live series stuff.
Yeah, I think I saw one for Autumn Life a while ago. I don't know if that was specifically, it's probably a life series thing, but like, I don't know specifically what version they were messing with.
I don't know. I watched some of the stuff, but I don't watch all of it. I can only keep up with so much people.
I can only keep up. I did
Cowboy SMP.
I
remember that.
I didn't ever get a chance to check into Cowboys. I remember they announced it literally after we talked about, here's are all of POW's creation stuff recently, and then they announced Cowboys SMP, and I'm like, wait a minute. I got a comment on like kind of an old video the other day, and it was just like, did you actually predict vampires at SMP? Like, I haven't had a chance to go rewatch that video, but I just Lagundu has literally joked about hitting me in the face with Apollo's dodgeball of prophecy, and I'm like, at this point, maybe I did just predict vampires SMP was going to happen. Like, I apparently got so many things right. Like, I'm actually, the thwump of the dodgeball hitting my face is real.
Have we done a Percy Jackson episode about what houses we'd be in and stuff?
I have been vibe checked as a Hephaestus kid.
I would say Hephaestus, but hear me out. Apollo keeps hitting on you.
Hephaestus or Hermes. I personally feel like I would fit more with a Hermes cabin group, but people have told me I very much fit the Hephaestus stereotypes.
Listen, you can be Hephaestus's child and hang out with the Hermes kids. That's a thing. You can have friends in other cabins.
Meanwhile, the Titan Chaos is just also like, where'd my child go?
Right. No, I got Selene up in there. I'm like, I can't.
You can't. You're one of the hunters of Selene.
Well, Dina, just hear me out.
I'm fully a lost child, and you're just like bouncing between all the cabins.
That's what I'm saying. I've been into Greek mythology for so long. I barely touched the Percy Jackson series because I went, hold on, I'm already confused with the lore that I do have. Don't give me a fictional series on top of it. I like Greek mythology and throwing Percy Jackson on top of it.
What if we do a social deduction game inside of a Percy Jackson mod?
Ooh.
I'm gonna message my friend and make that happen.
Give me out. This is mostly a joke, but it's a social deduction game. One of these kids is Zeus's child. Figure it out. Who here isn't a demigod? Who here is a full god?
Oh yeah, it's Trials of Apollo, but no one knows which guy's Apollo.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
We're really off topic now.
We're so off I think we covered all the SMPs and like non-SMPs I wanted to talk about.
I like Minecraft.
I like Minecraft. I like Puddle Shine.
I like friends. I love friends hanging out.
I like the people.
I love ones that aren't really SMPs, but are just like an exploration of a theme, and it's just like 100 views, but they've dove into an entire story concept and broke it down, and I just go, love you, never gonna see you again, but you're great.
Everyone keeps telling me I would adore White Pine, because it's very much that, but I'm also like, my job is to make Minecraft lore easier. If it's like one giant movie, I don't think you need me for that.
Yeah. I was more thinking, well, this isn't actually what I was thinking. I was thinking literally videos that I find that are 200 views and make me question reality. But you also got those, like, parkour civilization, and there was another that was recent, like the
States or something. No, the States SMP is a live stream series.
One was rich, one was poor islands.
Capitalism.
Versus... Yeah, it was a whole experiment about that. It was cool. Anyway, Q&A?
There's Q&A.
Hales, it's your turn to sing a little ditty.
I want to sing a little ditty because I'm tired. And I hear other people talking in the other room, and I hope they're not picking up on my microphone. Question number 1 from Anonymous on Tumblr. Do you have any upcoming cosplays you're working on?
I hate to break it to you. I've not done cosplay in a little while now. There is technically things that I've been working on. I was sewing pieces of a Tango cosplay, and I'm still messing around with this epic job that I have. But working towards, not particularly, more Gemini Tay.
all of the Gemini Tays. I'm working on a couple right now. The problem is I have Comic-Con coming up, so I'm like doing so much at once. There is 2 that I'm working on right now that have nothing to do with Comic-Con, and I 100% should be putting off doing it, but also I really want to keep working on them. And that is Ollie the Orion Sound from Empire's SMP Season 2 and Viking Pilot from Skyblock Kingdom Season 2.
Yeah, so I'll say the most recent I was working on before I got so sick was Tango, and finishing the job. The job is basically finished, but if I get in the mood, I might give him legs.
I might also give him legs.
Maybe. He doesn't need it, but he could.
He could. I'm trying to figure out how much I want to spoil.
Don't do it. Surprise him.
Maybe. I don't have any more questions. Andy, can you make something up?
Ooh, questions? Hey. Want to talk about your Percy Jackson house again?
My Percy Jackson house? So yeah, my Percy Jackson house would probably be Hermes. Kind of the whole jack of all trades, protector of wanderers or whatever, that kind of thing. Very much like would also probably fit into the Hephaestus vibe, but that's like the arts and craftiness of it all, you know? And if you go into the arts and craftiness, then you could also say, oh, well, maybe you'd fit into Athena with your wisdom and your ability to memorize things and arts and crafts. So much of Athena, though, is battle strategy. And I
love it.
Yeah, sure. I understand wisdom and thought and the ability to create things out of things that you wouldn't think would go together. I can't do strategy, though. Yeah,
but do you do fiber arts?
I do fiber. I do a lot of fiber arts. I do a lot of fiber arts. See, but then I would just go back into the Hermes cabin where it would just be like, yeah, jack of all trades, master of none, baby.
So I personally have always identified with the Athena cabin, but if you're going on the ND name, then obviously I would have to be with Artemis and Selene, basically, because of the original story of Selene and Endymion. But that really depends. If you're going with my online name, then I've got a character fall into there, but more in general, give me that strategic warfare and fiber arts. What's your favourite child book?
My favourite childhood book?
I know I always really liked the Vampirina Ballerina books. I also had a book that I really, really enjoyed when I was younger called The Legend of the Indian Paintbrush, which is a type of flower, actually. I really loved the story of taking the colours from the sky and doing everything you can to paint these colours of the sky. And family and all that.
I'm trying very hard to think of like any book I read as a child, and like the only ones I can think of, it's like there's this one author. Oh my god, I can visualize it perfectly. I can't think. What is it called? Oh my god, wait! It's about the kid who like that makes mini comic books to sell, and then there's also another book by the same author where like they were like seeing who could not talk the longest or.
One of the best things about childhood books is none of us have read them in a while, so what they actually were and what we remember might be very far off. They're also slightly older, not as much Pixar books, but I love Boxcar Children.
Andrew Clements, that's the author I'm thinking of. Oh my god. Friendle
nice.
Was one of them. No Talking was the book I was thinking about. Lunch Money, A Week in the Woods. Oh my god. Dude, this guy, Lost and Found, The Janitor's Boy, this guy was my childhood. These were like the only books I would read. Things Not Seen. Dude, Things Not Seen was actually kind of traumatizing, actually, looking back on it. Things Not Seen is about this kid who like one day wakes up and he's invisible, and like the whole world is like navigating. It's like, how does this like 15-year-old child like fully like walks downstairs to his parents, is like, I'm invisible. What goes on? And he ends up making friends with a blind girl. And it is like there was this moment where like he needed to investigate this like heated blanket company because he thinks maybe they have a lead on like why he became invisible or whatever. And she got a chance to like have an interview with one of the people there. I was like, yeah, this company will actively hire people who are blind, and they have a whole program set up about it. And like these two kids come back together to talk about what they found out. And she like starts fighting with him because she was like, she realized that she could have a life even though she was blind. Like this was a legitimate opportunity for her. And it was just like, oh no.
Some books for younger kids get deeper than one might think.
Yeah. I have a lot of like middle grade, which is like the younger range of books still. Like I ended up reading a lot of them once I got to like college. I think Serpent's Game. What is that? 1 second. I'm going to turn around. Serpent's Game. And then book 2 is Game of Stars. It's like an Indian mythology children's book. It was vaguely themed after Percy Jackson, but not a Rick Riordan Presents. It was really good. I really enjoyed that, reading that, even though I was like in college at the time.
Shout out to the book. This is not a children's book. Shout out to the book. The rest of us just live here. because just the concept of, yeah, there's mythology, but yeah, no, there goes the main characters. I'm going back to dealing with my mental issues. Yep, this is my friend. He's not a main character, but his great-great-great-grandmother was a cat god, so he's slightly nicer with the cats. Again?
I will always recommend Terry Pratchett, not technically children's books, but they're good. I enjoy them. We're just going to end up listing books again, Andy. I've just realized the problem here.
Yep, I know. We are way off of the question that I asked. I liked Willow of the Woods. That one was one that was more child appropriate.
Your question was favorite childhood book. We've just been listing like middle grade books. It's fine.
Yeah, I started on child books and I'm slowly getting more and more mature.
Those are some good questions for us not giving anyone enough time because we're recording this actually fairly early in the week for once.
Yippee!
Yippee! All right, well, I think that was the podcast.
Did you do a good job?
I think we did a good job.
You?
I think we did.
Able to stay awake?
No, I'm tired. I'm gonna go nap now. I've been chugging caffeine though, so I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight.
No, chaos.
I needed to be awake for the podcast.
Bad chaos. Go sleep on the couch. You're sleeping on the couch. You're sleeping on the kitchen counter.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of FanDive. We'll be back again next Monday diving into yet another fandom. Have a topic or question for the podcast? Head over to our website, fandive.tumblr.com. There you can also find any episode relevant images and general shenanigans that we get up to. It is Tumblr, after all. We're not afraid of being fans of things.